As a professor of archaeological methodology, I was asked to do a couple of lessons on specific integration of aerial photography research into wider programs of non-invasive archaeological prospection. And so what I wanted to bring to the students in these few lessons is essentially several things. One thing is that archaeological research, first of all, is constantly in evolution, and especially the last 2 decades, there's a lot of technological advancement in especially prospection survey techniques. The use of remote sensing has boomed with new technology, going from satellite, aerial photography, over LiDAR, the use of laser technologies, different types of digital photography, and especially also the use of computer information systems to process the images, to orthophoto rectify images, has really revolutionized the whole discipline. But it is also the integration with techniques such as geophysical prospection, geomorphological research, whereby also specialists from the geographical sector are involved, that are essential in our new ways of approaching ancient sites and ancient landscapes. So I wanted to bring to the students this idea that things are constantly in movement, that things are constantly being developed, and that an archaeologist must be able to try out several things, not only trial and error, but also really see what works well, then develop this further, adapt it to the specific context where he or she is working, etc. So it's also a bit about the way archaeologists need to approach technological advance in this field. So I try in these couple of lessons to present a series of case studies that I have been applying together with my team from Ghent University in several areas of central Italy. Case studies whereby we study or look at protohistoric sites, Roman sites, medieval sites, but in a very wide context of a landscape, a valley landscape, where specifically these non-invasive techniques can be introduced and confronted with each other. So it's really an ideal field. So I show them, for instance, work on a site called Montarice, that is a protohistoric site with continuity of habitation between Bronze Age and Roman period. And there we adapted different techniques specifically to the historic archaeological questions that we wanted to ask. So we worked a lot with active oblique aerial photography. We worked with different geophysical techniques, being magnetic survey, georadar survey, electric resistivity survey, so different techniques that also really are applied in the field and can be integrated afterwards, or the results of them, with the remote sensing data. Then also more traditional techniques such as artifact prospection, also the introduction of some legacy data, so data from older research in this area are all being brought into one system. The basis of this is working with Geographical Information System, GIS, and bringing all these data together in a series of layers that then are very actively confronted with each other. In that specific case study, we also applied a lot of modeling of the digital data, and also working on improving, enhancing the remote sensing imagery. So it's a kind of image-based modeling that we apply. So it's quite advanced and innovative research that can absolutely be applied elsewhere where precisely these different techniques are available or can be applied. Another case study I presented is one whereby these more active forms of survey, of remote sensing are also integrated with what is now available on internet, like satellite imagery from Google Earth, Bing, and other commercial sites. These sites in recent years have been giving a lot of new data, new images, always with better and higher resolution. And these resolutions, often about 0.5 meter in the field, so really are on the level of archaeological research. So they have the quality of your own aerial photographs taken by drone, for instance, from low altitude. So again, this type of information can be integrated well and needs to be the result of monitoring. So the basic word in all of this is not only integration, but is also monitoring. So keeping an eye on these sites, following them up, not only by active field work, but also by using remote sensory data that is constantly being renewed on internet and is now available for archaeologists. So this is another case study that shows very well what is the potential. Even if your budget for a project is not very high, you can still use a lot of information that is freely available on internet and can be integrated. And our last case study on which I focus is especially focused on a Roman abandoned site, Roman town site, so a city that was abandoned in medieval times. So a complex site with a lot of stratigraphy, with a lot of complexity, whereby we again can apply these different non-invasive techniques, but also link them, for instance, to coring, so hand augering of the soil, so bringing in elements of stratigraphy, of 3D, into the study of these sites without actually excavating. Because, of course, it would be best that we can excavate everything, but that is not possible. And today we have a whole palimpsest of methods, techniques that allow us to learn so much about so many sites. Information that then can also be used not only for pure research based activity, but are very useful for cultural resource management, so for heritage management to pass on to the soprintendenza of the region in case of Italy or other regions outside of Italy. So that's essentially what I wanted to, that I want to bring in these lessons. And I think for the students it's a good exercise in understanding that archaeology is constantly in motion and there are constantly ways of renewing and deepening our knowledge with non-invasive research together with the classic aerial photography and drone research that is the base also of this program.